Now in this video, I'm on the donors worksheet and I want to show you how to use the IFERROR function to hide errors. Now again, we're kind of at the end of our worksheet here, right? We've done a lot of our data calculation already. We're kind of just trying to improve our worksheet and make it more fun, more user-friendly, and more enjoyable to go through. So what you see here is you see our donor number, and then what they've done is they've used that donor number sort of as the key piece of information here. And then they've used a VLOOKUP function for the rest of the information to look at a current donor or kind of focus in on that one donor. Now what happens is if I delete the donor number, then I start to get an error in all those other calculations because obviously I need the donor number to do the lookup, right? But sometimes readers may find these error numbers or these error notifications confusing, particularly if they're not familiar with Excel. So let's say we want to share this format with somebody else. And again, we've already gone through, we've made sure that there truly are no errors in our document. It's just that we're getting an error notation here because we have removed the donor number. So as we change, our donor number, that information is going to change as well. Oops, no, let's not do that. But if I remove the donor number altogether, I get all these error messages. So I'd like to remove the error messages so as not to confuse people. I'd like to just have it as a working, little table here without those error messages. So what I can do is I can go in here and I can insert the following function. So it's called IFERROR. So it's right here. And I'm going to put it, I'm going to nest my functions together. So I'm going to put it on the outside of my function. And then what I do here is after my initial function, I'm going to put a comma. And then I'm going to go ahead and do a quote space quote. So what I'm telling Excel here is that, hey, if this first thing is solvable, to enter that answer. But if it's going to get an error, then just put in a blank. So I'm using just a blank space here. I'm going to go ahead and click enter, and you can see how that changed. Now, if I wanted to put a word in there, I don't know, I'm just going to make up a word for now, like false, then that's what would appear. But I don't want that. I want it to just appear blank for my viewers so that, they can enter the donor number as needed. And then I can go ahead and I can copy that down as well, just like I did with my VLOOKUP, and you can see that it fixes that piece. So if I have a donor number, it will now fill in appropriately. But if I don't have a donor number and I leave that blank, I stop getting all those error messages. And again, the reason I would want to do this is because I know that they're not true errors, right? The problem is that I haven't entered the donor number yet, and that's why I'm getting the error message. But again, this is a step that we would probably do, or that we would definitely do at the end of our calculation. So we've gone through our worksheet, we've made sure there's actually no true errors. But at this point, we want to be able to share this with other people, and seeing all those error formulas there or notifications are going to be problematic and confusing for others. So again, using that IFERROR function nested on the outside allows us to remove that piece. So we allow it to just insert blank there rather than that error message. So again, that's a nice little feature there. And there's a lot of different error formulas that you can use in Excel. So you can read through your text for a few more, or just kind of even play around with some of them to see how others work.